Okay. Little brownie, sorry. By the way, anyone ever put peanut butter in your brownie mix? It's just an idea. That might be a sacrilege to some people, but I had a college roommate who did it. And you know what? It's not a totally bad idea. Every once in a while, you might want to give it a shot. Not all the time. You don't do it every time. But sometimes. Okay? Sometimes. Anyway, this video is about my now level 88 Ancient Tunnels Magic Finding Blizz Sorc. It's a pure Blizz Sorc. Actually, to beat the game, to go through the game to deal with immunities, I was a Meteorb Sorc for a little. But I found that build was kind of lame. It's just kind of weak. But I mean, it's definitely viable, but just basically pretty weak. And so once I killed Bale, I respec'd into this. And you can actually do Bale runs as a pure Blizz Sorc, although you do need your Merc to kill stuff, the skeletons. And although it's not really practical, because sometimes there are other cold immunes, it's a pain in the ass. Basically, but the focus of this video is Ancient Tunnels. So we all know the skills. You know, max your blizzardy stuff. I'm an energy shield Sorc, and I put a bunch of points in telekinesis to boost that. So that's why I have like 2k mana. You know, everything in energy. That's just a personal preference. A lot of people put points into life. Just don't do the energy shield. It is a lot of skills, all told, but I don't know why. It's just how I prefer it. It's just how I prefer to play. I like it. So yeah, that covers the stats. So the gear on the Blizz Sorc, mostly basic stuff. The only thing that's a little hard to find is the Tal Rasha's armor. But the great thing about this build is that there's just a lot of flexibility on the gear. I mean, you could do this with like the shittiest gear, really. I mean, just like terrible gear, and as you go along, you'll presumably find better stuff, and that's how this game works, right? Anyway, but this is the gear I chose. So let's just start with a weapon. So I just use Whiz Spike. A lot of people would just use like an Aki, and you know, maybe just put like an Ist in it, and just use that as your one weapon. What I decided to do though was have a switch, having double Isted Alibaba on switch, and I also have a little Splendor here, Splenda. Anyway, I prefer the normal sugar. That's just me. Okay. For the 1 skills and the 20 magic find, and so I figured since whenever I kill stuff, basically, I'll be using a switch. I would just go for a weapon that has a lot of defensive stats, and Whiz Spike is just dope. Tons of mana, tons of resistance, mana regen, helps you get to your faster cast rate breakpoint. I mean, it's just, you know, it's Whiz Spike. It's super good. You give up the offense, but like I said, I don't ever use that weapon for offense, so it works out. Gloves, I use Frosties. I'm probably going to switch this out for a Chance Guards. Although, believe it or not, I like don't have a pair of Chance Guards right now. I think I have like one across all my characters. I have 1 pair of Chance Guards. I don't even know how that came to be, but I'll probably switch these out. Obviously, I'm using Frosties just for like the huge mana. This is more controversial. I mean, you could use Mage Fists. Would probably be just as good, and maybe even better, because the faster cast rate might free up some other items, but I just don't really need it. I'm at the 103 faster cast rate breakpoint. You know, maybe I could use Mage Fist and drop one of my FCR rings, but then I could keep 1 FCR ring and then put on Chance Cards, right? So it's like, so this is just how it is right now. So hopefully I'll change those as Chance Cards. Rings, like I said, I have 2 FCR rings. This one I like because it's got a little bit of res, faster cast rate, and a little bit of magic find, so that's good. This one is this is my best all res faster cast rate ring, and so that's just what that does. War Trap's obvious, Lidless pretty obvious. Shaco, super dope. The straight life, the straight mana bonus, tons of magic find, damage reduce skills. I mean, it's just amazing. And here, so I choose to go with the 3-piece towel set. Um, you know, I guess people might have different opinions on this. I don't know. Is this the best thing? I don't know. I see a lot of people using Skulders, and I don't know. If you use a Skulders and like a gold wrap, how much magic find do you end up with? But anyway, I thought this was the best because, first of all, Tal's Ami is like the best Ami for the build, I think. Period. So, the lightning res, the straight life mana, the skills. So if you're already going to be using one piece, then it's, adding 2 more is just relatively costless, or less costly. So the Tal's, Tal's armor has a lot of resistance plus a lot of magic find, which is good. Plus it has the set bonus faster cast rate. The belt also has some magic find, some dex, which is nice because you're using a wisp spike that has a decently high dex requirement, and some more magic find, and faster cast rate, and of course for the 3 of them it makes for a nice little set bonus of 65 magic find. So across these items I have, what's this? 192 magic find, 80, 112. So that's pretty dope, right? That's like pretty dang good. I don't know if you get more with Skulders and some other shit, but the thing about it is it's tons of MF, and it comes with the faster cast rate and resistance. So that's what made me think that this was the best combo. And yeah, so that's what you do. How you actually do an Ancient Tunnels run, a lot of people know this, but a big thing about it is, let me start from the beginning. A big thing about it is actually your map. Maps is like, I don't even have a great map right now. At least I don't think I do. There are a lot of variations, I think, of the Ancient Tunnels. But your Act 1 map, I think it's best to have this map with the waypoint up here, so you could just kind of take a couple steps and telekinesis it and then hit it. And so this is pretty close. This is actually good because, like, if you notice, like, it's like exactly 2 teleports, and I'm like, if I get it right, I can hit like boom boom and just be right on top of it and double click it. And this is how my run tends to work out. It tends to be a minion right around here, not one over there. Oh, they're all up here this time. Yeah, there's a little bit of variation where the minions spawn, so you kind of just have to. One thing about, so I find that I've only been doing this for 3 days, and I find the Ancient Tunnel runs to be like remarkably good. I mean, I just found a rare Caduceus, like right there. Caduceus. So like that's if you're finding rare and magic items of like the kind of unique items you want, I consider that a good sign. So yeah, you're finding some pretty high level rares and shit. Nothing else here. See, this is why I don't know if this is a good map. And then you reset, boom boom. Talk to Worry, go back to Act 1, go up here, and now bang bang. So this map, I don't know if this is a great map. It looks a little smaller to me than other Ancient Tunnels maps, but I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. Like, will a bigger map have more elite packs, or will they just be spread out over more area, in which case it might be worse to have a larger map? Or is this about the same as other maps and it's just a weird shape? I don't know, it seems smaller to me than other maps. But anyway, this is how I tend to do it. There tends to be sometimes there's one right up in here. Oh no! Oh god! Okay, yeah, so that's the other thing I was gonna say. Sorcs are fragile. This is why I resisted doing this for so long. Wow, that was so lame. I can't believe that happened. I actually rarely die. Whenever I make a video, I do tend to play very bad. Like, not to make an excuse, but I really do. It's fucked up. I can't keep both things on my mind at the same time, you know what I mean? Look at this. Look at this. I'm just totally fucking up. But anyway, yeah, one thing with the Ancient Tunnels maps, as you see, is that you do have to be, you know, usually I'll magic find on my hammered in which case I'm like just like invulnerable. It's like, you know, I like never have to pay attention to anything. Oh no. But yeah, you got to keep your wits about you a little bit, because you can die. I mean, it's just players one, but you can die, especially when you're teleporting around and shit, and you don't really, you don't always know what you're getting yourself into. You can teleport into a pack of minions like pretty easily, and like basically your faster hit recovery sucks. So if you teleport into a pack of minions and they just start hitting you, sometimes you can just get like, you know, caught up and you get fucked. I mean, you do have your frozen armor, which helps a little bit. Hopefully you'll be able to get off like a blizzard. You, like most of the time you can get out of it, but sometimes you're being a little stupid, you're a little careless, and you just kind of get fucked. But anyway, I have found it to be like pretty good for magic finding. I'm gonna tag a clip on to the end of this video, showing like the finds I've gotten after, like, I haven't been doing this that long, like 3 days. I've been pretty busy. I've only recently become not as busy, so I've been playing a little more. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's just a lot of them. Yeah, sometimes they tend to all group up in here. And, yeah. I carry antidote potions because all these guys, oh, 2 small charms. And a grand charm. Yeah, a lot of these minions will poison you, and like, it's just really annoying to have the poison on you. And I lose life pretty fast. But I do like this map because it has shrines. I had another map that didn't have any shrines, so it's actually nice to occasionally get like a monster shrine or a gem shrine or experience shrines, so that's good. But in terms of that, I don't know. I might do some more. I might reset my map a couple times, but this is just the map I've been working with for a while. Because resetting maps is just like the most boring fucking thing to do in the world, so I just haven't been doing it. But oh yeah, let's talk about a couple things. So a couple things I've found. I found a jar rune, which is nice, and I do have a pure Blizz like setup that I do for, you know, for like damage. And so I think it was actually my first really cool find on this build, and it was actually fit for the build, was a Death's Fathom. Pretty dope, pretty dope. Even though it's like a totally shitty roll, 16%, like goes from 15 to 30 cold damage, it's pretty shitty. My other Blizz stuff is pretty good. I have a Nightwings with a perfect 15% base cold damage, then I have a 5/5 in there, and then I have a Ormus with a 15 cold skill and +3 Blizz. That was pretty nice. And then I have the Death's Fathom, which is pretty dope. So that brings my Blizz up to 6k, and remember I have, you know, I have no, all my charms are just magic find and life. I have no cold skillers. I have, you know, obviously no torch or any. I don't have that on any of my builds. But yeah, my Blizz damage with this goes up from like 2.6k with my magic find shit to 6k with that stuff, so that's pretty cool. I also have this little ES thing that I found, and you could just make a memory, but I found this, so why not? Yeah, but so that's like what you do. Did I cover everything? Oh yeah, your merc is important because, I mean, even though the cool thing about Ancient Tunnels and what makes the Blizz Sorc like the best for it is that there are no cold immunes in there. Your merc is useful because there will be elite packs that spawn with a cold immunity, so it's pretty useful to have a merc that can take those guys. Also, your merc is like, I did this without my merc for a while, just because he like wasn't high enough level and he kept dying, so I said, oh, I'll just level it myself. By the way, the experience is like pretty good from doing all this. It's actually like I've been leveling up pretty quickly. So anyway, yeah. So it's important to have your merc to just because you could just kind of like hang him out there as bait and then just basically blizz right on your merc. There's a funny thing about Blizz where sometimes you put it down on some enemies and they just basically like that guy, they just like explode instantaneously, and other times they just seem to just be able to sit in it and like not get hit, and it's just kind of like it's a little baffling, you know. It seems a little random when you get a good hit and when the blizzard is just like missing them, and unfortunately Blizzard has a little bit of a cooldown time, so but anyway, it's usually not so bad. And you use the I use Glacial Spike over Ice Blast because I mean I don't really use it for damage most of the time. Most of your damage is done through Blizzard, but Glacial Spike is really good because sometimes you just need when you're surrounded by groups of enemies. Sometimes it's really useful to just be able to like freeze 3 guys while you kill some elite, and then you can just move on. You don't have to. You don't really want to be. Again, I'm playing a little crappy right now just because I'm recording a video and just I'm distracted. But you don't really want to hang around and be clearing trash. You want to just focus all your effort, all your damage on the single, you know, the unique and the elite pack. And I also kill the champ packs. And then wait for him to just explode and see what he drops and get the hell out of there and move on to the next one. And don't let your merc die because that's a pain in the ass. And yeah, so I found some pretty dope shit doing this, and I don't know. I'm not sure if it might be. I mean, it might be the best way to magic find for high level uniques. I don't know. I bet a lot of people would dispute that, and with like. But I'm talking about like the most like cost effective way. You know, I'm not talking about like crazy, you know, Zerk singer barbs that like have Enigma and like go and you do like a whole pit run all the time. This is like, I'm talking for like cheapo gear and like it's pretty quick and easy. This might be, I think it's probably better than Pindle. I don't know, so it would depend on how long it takes you to do a run of each one, but I think if each elite pack has maybe double or 2 or 3 times less chance to drop than Pindle, but if you're killing like 5, 6, sometimes 7 elite packs in a little like 1-ish minute run, that's probably better. Is it better? I'm not sure. But anyway, anyone could simply do the math on that, but I'm just not going to do it right now. God, I feel like I have more to say, but I almost definitely don't, and I've probably rambled for way too long already. Anyway, so I'll just put in the next clip of the shit I found recently. Alright. Okay, so this will be just a little clip about the stuff that I've found. And again, all this stuff is from, I don't know. Like, I don't know how many runs I did like that. Definitely fewer than 1,000. 500? Maybe. I don't know, but I consider it quite lucky that I found all this stuff that I did. Anyway, so this is like the cream of the crop. I probably found I think I found like a pair of gourds and some other little things. But like, this is the best shit I've found. And again, this is like only over 2 or 3 days. I only really completed this character like on Friday, and today it's Monday, and I was like magic finding some over the weekend. Alright. So you see what it is already? So first, Grizz weapon. Again, 3-socket. This is the second one I've ever found. And unfortunately, that other one was 3-socket, and so was this. So it kind of sucks when you find something, a second thing of an item, and it's not better than the first one. Reaper's Toll, of course. I mean, how many of these can you find? I should like stop even keeping them. I still keep them because they're super good, but like it's getting to the point. 3-socket Tomb Reaver. It's like dope. Nearly perfect magic find. I'm almost thinking about putting this on my Blizz Sorc Merc and letting him, when he kills an elite pack, just get that extra little boost. But I think it might be good to have Actually, you know what? I've talked myself into it. I'm gonna do that. Jade Talon, I think it was just a pretty good roll. I think like the res roll is good. And then we'll get into the core good shit. Let's start easy. Andes. This is only like the third one I've ever found. Like these are pretty rare. They're kind of like, I find them to be like about as rare as Tomb Reavers, maybe a little bit more. I've only found 3 or 4 Tomb Reavers. Now I found 3 Andy Visages. Then a second Azarath. This is the second Azarath I ever found. It's a pretty good roll. I forget what the max ED is on these, but 10 all attributes is max. So that's dope. And you can already tell what this is. You can already see what this is. Second Crown of Ages. The second one I ever found, I would say it's worse than the first one I found. First off, it's still one socket, unfortunately, which sucks. The damage reduce is pretty good, 14 rather. So you know, closer to the top than the bottom. The resistance not so great, and the defense also not so great. But it's still one of the dopest. It's like one of the best helms in the game, like super dope. And then finally, you can only give one item this much build up. Anyway, Stone of Jordan. I actually found this from the chest. I found this from the chest. I remember the drop because as soon as it happened, I thought, is that a Stone of Jordan? Like the chest dropped one unique ring and a set of keys. I was like, it would be so dope if that was a Stone of Jordan, and it was. Of course, every time a unique ring drops, I think that, and it never is. But yeah, so this is the second ever Stone of Jordan I've ever found on my single player, in my single player adventures. So I would say this is like a pretty good take for the amount of time I've been doing this, and so I would say I'm encouraged. And I mean the amount of time I've spent, you know, maybe I'm just got an extraordinarily good hot streak, and it's just the hot hand fallacy, and I'll do 1,000 more runs and I won't find a goddamn thing. But this stuff, plus Death's Fathom, plus a Ja Rune, plus there's like a pair of Gores I found, like just other little things. Although I gotta say, I still have not found an Ariat's Face. Like I don't know why I'm cursed. I found one Ariat's Face and it was ethereal. And now I found 2 Crown of Ages, 3 Andy Visages, 2 Azaraths, and I can't find an Ariat's Face. Alright, no, that's cool. Okay. That's fine. That's fine, Diablo 2. I mean, you're making a lot of sense. Anyway, so I would say that's pretty fucking dope. Like, that's some good shit. So, I'm going to keep going on this path. Ancient Tunnels runs. Yeah. I'm a believer. I'm a believer in it. So I would recommend it. I think my magic find is like 580 with this setup, which is actually like doesn't sound so huge to me, but it's been working out. I should get more. I should try to get some more. Maybe get a few more. Get the Chanseys, get a few more magic find charms, and I think that's what I'll do. Anyway, this video is probably way too fucking long already, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Maybe I'll make another finds video at some point if I can continue finding good shit. But we'll see. We'll see. This is my Merc gear. Standard. Probably going to switch it up, actually, like I just said. But yeah, until next time.